Icy Flow. That is a heck of a question.
What do you say?
What Untamed and Dice cards would you recommend leveling up? His Chaos is pretty much maxed out.
Okay, so Untamed and Dice.
I feel like if you have maxed out Chaos, you kind of play a little bit, so maybe you can find out what cards are good. That's just me.
Icy's a beast. He's in time and attention, and he kicks ass. But I mean, yeah, no, I think Dice is not my favorite. There are a few key monsters here that I think are super strong even now. Lunakari Mistress is one that I really love. I think the white team can be a very powerful magic team if you build it right. And this is part of that. Plus, Oppress is something I love having up my sleeve. Because there are certain contexts where you know that they're going to play like a Bak Jira or a Gelatinous Cube. And when you know that they're going to do that, when that rule set is no melee or, in a second, rules, gameplay, rule sets. Yeah, the rule where it's like no melee. And then you can feel pretty confident that they're gonna be putting like a Gelatinous Cube in the first position. Because why would they do in that situation? Why would they try and put, like, for instance, a big archery unit? Usually the bigger, you want to keep those in the back lines. You want them to stay alive longer. Maybe they don't even have close range. So usually in that rule set, you'll see somebody put out like a Gelatinous Cube. And so Noxious, or I mean, I feel strongly about that Lunakari Mistress. And I mean, I'm pretty selective about these ones. That one and Flamesmith are two that I think are really strong. And there are others here that are good, like Battering Ram and Frostline. They're good. Brute is good. But those are the only two that I think are exceptional. And Flamesmith, because it has the repair and it has the shatter, so it'll, in combination with Grum, you're going to shatter your opponent if they have any armor, and then Grum's going to hit him harder and get the kill easier. Then he's going to repair Grum, your Grum. And so I love this guy with Grum. So those are the only two from Dice I feel are amazing. Jim, do you feel
There's
like...
also a one-drop, the Lens Master. If you guys like to play Salone, I think this card is kind of a must.
Fair
One
point.
mana, triple speed, 2 damage.
Fair point. The blind is such a powerful ability too. Especially I like with white. I just today I did a video. It'll be out tomorrow morning, guys. I did a video featuring. No, I did that earlier today. I did a video featuring the white team and specifically how I'm using the Pellicor Conjurer and sometimes Almo Cambio, and they're very evasive and they both have phase. Lens Master with the blind could really be helpful in that context.
Speaking of the life team, we got the Life Master in the chat, Ashley.
Yeah. The OG from
So
August.
she knows about that. I don't know if she has Lens Master.
I'd be surprised. She's got a good little deck there, but she's just getting started on her investment. I watched her video the other day. She did the black team, and it was a good one. I enjoyed that, Ashley.
Yeah, someone was spamming her comments about making it.
From Untamed, there's a lot of interesting choices. Of course, the summoners are amazing, but they're a fortune. So I'm just going to focus on monsters. Maybe I'll try and recommend. There's so many. I'm going to try and recommend like not more than one per splinter. That's what I'm going to focus on here. So fire.
Did we also put a cap on price?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Let's say, like in the, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what someone can afford. Maybe a card is so good it's worth paying a price. So maybe yes, maybe no. Take price into consideration, Jim, when you're looking. But we'll recommend whatever we think. I'm going to recommend from the fire team one card. There's so many good cards here. This one I really, really like. It has stun. It has for 2 mana cost. It has 2 archery damage, 4 speed, 4 hearts, and a stun and snare. And stun is so effective, right? And then there's actually some really interesting builds with the fire team where you can use like Cobalt Bruiser, which has knockout. And so you get your stun happening, and then you get the knockout follow up. And the Cobalt is dropping 4 at the highest levels, which turns into 8. And he's quite fast also. And then you put that with Pyre, which is adding a speed. So, you know, I really like the low mana plays on this fire team. And it kind of starts with the Goblin Fireballer, or if you can afford it, the Spark Pixies, which is quite a bit more expensive. This one is going to cost you 400. That's going to cost you about $200 ish. And this one's going to cost you, maybe the same price, 250 ish. This is a very strong card, and it's got stun and flying and dodge. Very strong card. Jim?
Serpentine Spy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's such a power. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
That guy has. So, all right, let's talk about it in terms of silver. 4 attack with Tarsa, 5 speed, opportunity.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's not even that much money, frankly. You know what I mean? It's like $2.80. Like, what would you need? Okay, so you need. Want to get
if you go to 5,
60.
You could probably get it for like 120 range.
You'd have to buy these two. So, you know, roughly look at AO4 the bot, AO4 the bot, AO4 the bot. Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, they're all really good though. Like Fire Elemental's amazing. But let's move on. Let's see. From the blue team, I just featured it earlier. I think it's so powerful for 2 mana cost. And if you have a Alric, I mean, you could be doing 3 magic with a 2 mana cost. And the Shatter is nice in so many contexts. There's how many tanks these days have 5, 6, 10 armor, and your Ice Pixie comes in with a fast speed of 4 or 5, and it's usually the first to hit, and it just deletes that armor, which is such a powerful ability for 2 mana.
Yeah.
I like a lot of these cards, but I really like a lot of these cards. Lobsterdamus, Albatross, Phantom of the Abyss. They're amazing, but that's my pick. Jim?
So Coral Wraith was one card I used to use a lot, especially with Alric, to go to 3 attack magic sniper.
Very sneak.
Sneaker.
Yeah.
That card, I've had a few mirror matches now where that card was the deciding factor. Where like our teams were very similar, but they had that, I had a different card, and they ended up winning. Just like that card put in a lot of work. So.
Yeah, it's good, real good. Green. Let's see.
Portis, I love Portis.
Portis on.
Yeah, the summoner in blue. Yeah, that's 1 magic. Yeah.
This one's a bit tougher for me. The Failed Summoner at the highest levels, I see the Failed Summoner is, in my opinion, overpowered. And for what he costs, again, 2 mana. Like, I keep recommending the cheap mana monsters, but it's with good reason. Like, you're talking 9 hit points plus the strength that makes it 10. It's got Demoralize, Magic Reflect. This can be a secondary tank or primary tank. And then think of when you do the Magic Reflect, remember that you're going to be able to partner Amplify nowadays with the legendary Mycelia Queen. And so he's going to return huge magic bombs. Not to mention, like I said, the hit points is going to make him quite resilient. And then you got a bunch of different heals too, like Chimer Princess, and which at the highest level is a necessary card. This, regardless of price, this is a necessary card with the triage and tank heal. It's so good.
Mana, and then if Obsidian 2 damage, the card is broken.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, tank heal, triage, 5 hit points, and like you said, obsidian bonus. Like it's so good. I see these two together all the time. Like that is a team by itself that is worth putting out there. And then you have, obviously that's only 4 mana, so you're gonna be able to put something else out there that's cool and strong. It's an amazing when you can begin to build your team and you haven't even used 5-6 mana, like you're on the right track. So those would be two that I would say. Jim, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think I've talked about this in the past, right? The Wizard of Eastwood has the rust effect, right?
Yep.
And I've talked about him with Grund, my bad. And click on that orc sergeant for me real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. He has Inspire. Now you can have Grund, the Carnage Titan, Orc Sergeant inspiring both of them. And then if you use oh no, you can't use Eastwood, but Sporcerer also has Rust. So you can then also reduce their armor, and you're hitting for absurd amount of damage to the tank.
Yeah. So are you saying Eastwood or are you saying Orc Sergeant?
Kind of both.
I like Eastwood. Eastwood is he's my summoner that I use, or at least he was until recently. I delegated him to a friend, but yeah, he's good. And the Orc Sergeant, I have a copy of that. It's really, really, really good. But
I just wanted to talk about the combo with Grund and Carnage Tyrant, like we were going off a little bit ago.
Yeah. From the white team, I mean, again, Thunderbird. Now, Light Elemental is really good and strong consideration. High praise goes to flying, headwinds, blind, 5 hit points, 2 magic. Really like it. True Speaker's great. Lone Boatman is really exceptional. Like I said earlier, with the fire archery monster, it has shatter and repair. That combination is really great. I like this card a lot. But Thunderbird has stun and flying, and it's so quick. It's quite quick, and it usually, hey, it's 5 speed over here and 4 speed over here. I feel like this is where I always had it. I never had it up to the highest level, but I really like it. It's only 2 archery damage, but still for the 3 mana cost and this, what?
Sloan makes it 3.
That's right. And the stun. Stun to me is, like I said, with the fire archery unit, stun is super important.
Oh yeah, that Thunderbird's really good. Can we look at the Herbalist?
He's pretty good. Triage, cleanse.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not a bad card, especially for 2 mana with Sloan. Card is not bad.
This card's really good too, but it is quite slow, and then it has slow, and so I usually end up not playing it because it's too slow for a regular game, and then it has slow on it, so I don't really want to play it in reverse speed games. And I have it at the highest level. I wish if I got it again, I think I would just buy it this level because it's the same card, but it doesn't have slow.
Having the speed control is really nice, but is that cost difference?
Yeah.
Cannot make it worth it.
From the death team,
Oh,
I love
so many cards here.
Exactly, me too. And I'm gonna bite my tongue, and I'm just gonna say
all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I am.
Bone Golem with Thaddeus to reduce their magic, and then he takes even less and magics the meta. The Undead Badger, ridiculously good. The Maggots, really great card. The Death Elemental, phenomenal, because I think at level 3 it gets Silence.
4.
A level 4, which is still silver.
Yep.
And Gorladon, Soulstorm. Oh, that guy hits like a truck. All of them are just so good.
Even at level 1 is 3. Yeah, Soulstorm is, I think Darkest Mage is probably my pick, but the problem here is I think you need to have it up to, I think you need to have it like full out. Like
you need to have gold or diamond, yeah.
Like it's good at this level once it gets the affliction. Affliction is super helpful, but at this, when I play this card all the time. Like, I mean, like I play it with, because of the rust and the affliction, it's such a great complement. Even when I'm doing a melee play on my death team, I use it all the time because it's going to give me, probably it's going to give me a little bit more of an edge against my opponent by taking away armor that they might have, and the affliction if they've got a heal. So it's like the perfect complement to my death team. So even though I love a lot of these cards, that's the one card that I couldn't do without, and I have a max copy and I play it all the time. But these are all, honestly, this team is amazing. Dragon, out of all these Untamed cards, these are amazing cards. Wow, that's a hard one. There's the Gloridax Guardian, which is kind of like the new one. Reach, shield, protect. So it's going to have 5 armor and 7 hit points. It's going to have shield. It's going to have a little bit of damage, but it's not nearly. So Gloridax is selling for $24 per, but this is an older Untamed card. I think this probably tells us that the cap on the Carnage Titan is going to be less than 25. I'm going to say this is not as good as the Carnage Titan, but Carnage Titan is 10 times more common. And so I'm going to say that the Carnage Titan comes out around $10, like half the price of this thing. A little bit less than half the price.
Okay.
Out of these cards,
there's some good ones there.
It's really hard to say, and they're also expensive. I think you'd have to. This has to complement your existing deck. That's what I would say. I wouldn't buy if I was going to buy this kind of card that costs this much money or this much money, it would be because it really fit into a niche that I already had. It was complementing something that I do all the time. And so for me, that is the Scale Doctor, because of the strength and triage, rust repair. That combination to me works so well with a lot of things I do out there. Or the Diamond Dragon, which has cleanse, and on my death team I don't have a cleanse. And so the cleanse is super important when you want to run kitty and you want to, and so I like that cleanse. But again, it's not that those cards are necessary. It's more like they are necessary for my deck and my playstyle. And neutral, maybe, I don't know. I mean, this one I'm on the fence, Jim. I like a lot of these. What do you think?
Chain Golem, I love it. Cornelius, I love it. I don't know if we've gone over this, but did you guys know a counter to Lamacron is Lamacorn?
You have told me that. He gets like 50 hit. He gets like, how many hit points does he get?
So it with Lamacorn it goes to 14 and then it goes to 21 with Last Stand. Healing for 7.
Wow.
Where Lamacron goes to 18 health and is only dealing 5 damage.
Yeah. And you're gonna get the magic reflected on Cornelius.
Yeah.
I mean, Tower Griffin is a card that's actually still reasonably priced and gives you protect, which so often helps these days. In those weak magic plays. I have this card at max level and I play it regularly. I'm gonna say this is one of my most commonly played cards. I also love the Mystic. I also have the Chief. Cornelius is amazing. So these are all great cards. Good question, Nicey. I'm gonna send Nicey a little something. Thank you for the question, and thank you for hanging out.